Are you ready to be at the forefront of the next big wave in crypto gaming? Immutable is rapidly becoming a titan in the space, and they're rolling out a groundbreaking rewards program that you don't want to miss. With 50 million tokens up for grabs, this is an ultimate guide to break down all of the different ways of earning the Immutable X token because, spoiler, it can get confusing. Today, I'm diving into how you can get involved with Immutable zkEVM, which is a new gaming blockchain with these massive incentives. We'll cover what Immutable is, what zkEVM is, and why it's important, the details of how to participate in this main quest rewards program, the various ways to earn the Immutable X IMX crypto from this 50 million reward pool. I'll cover step by step so it's easy to follow since it's confusing for new people. Plus, stay till the end. I'll cover what I plan to do personally with this whole platform and my strategy. GM to all the new faces and returning strategists. Before we cover everything, a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. You can lose money with crypto and NFTs. Also, the crypto world moves fast. Always double check the latest updates before making any decisions. So note, this is an ultimate guide, so I've left time codes because I cover a lot. So feel free to share this. Feel free to come back to all of the different steps. Don't worry about having to do this all in one sitting. For those of you who don't know, Immutable X is a titan in the realm of crypto gaming, renowned for its cutting-edge technology, strategic partnerships with leading games, including household names like Illuvium or upcoming games like Treeverse. They have an unwavering focus on removing the barriers for gamers and developers alike. The goal is to simplify entry into crypto gaming by reducing barriers for players, remove the technical crypto barriers, which is an admirable goal, but it's still a work in progress. Today, we're going to be diving into this technology that's at the heart of this ecosystem, the zkEVM, or also known as Zero-Proof Ethereum Virtual Machine, powered by Immutable. The ZK part in zkEVM means zero-knowledge proofs. This technology allows for transaction verification without disclosing what's inside. You don't have to know the transaction details, which means greater privacy and efficiency, which brings us to the Ethereum Virtual Machine, which is the EVM part, the core of the Ethereum platform. It acts as the global supercomputer that hosts all Ethereum accounts, smart contracts. It's where developers deploy applications that operate on blockchain technology, enabling decentralized processing and operations. To make it simpler to understand, imagine zkEVM as checking into a hotel with a reservation number. When you arrive into the hotel, you provide the hotel staff with your reservation number at the front desk. The staff verifies your booking exists under that number and then checks you in without needing to know additional data. They don't need to know the specifics of what you have in your luggage, your travel plans, or why you're there. It's just this compact knowing that you are supposed to stay there. Similarly, zkEVM processes transactions by verifying that they're valid cryptographic proofs that confirm these transactions are legitimate without exposing the details of what's being transacted. And then something else to understand is zkEVM functions as a layer 2 solution. This setup processes transactions on the layer 2 before finalizing them on chain, which maintains Ethereum's robust security while significantly boosting transaction speed and reducing the all-important costs. So basically, zkEVM marries the security and versatility of Ethereum with the speed and the privacy of a layer 2 and zero-knowledge technology. So for crypto gaming, this is game-changing because games require a lot and quick numerous transactions, which if we had to build it on chain, can be expensive, slow, and costly on traditional blockchains like Ethereum in this case. Now that you're caught up, let's talk about the exciting part, which is the rewards. Immutable has unveiled their main quest program. So here's what we know about the zkEVM rewards. This is called the main quest, which is going to be the 50 million reward token pool that you can be a part of. Here is a lot of different things that you can do. The simplest thing is collecting gems. Just you sign on and you click a button. You have upcoming events. All of these I just participate in because I don't know how much or how many points or what they're delegating of how you determine what your rewards are going to be at the end. So I'm just participating in everything. Part of it because they say the more that you're active on chain and the more that you participate and play on zkEVM for Immutable, the more that you'll get rewarded. So we'll see what that means. But they add in some more specifics here. So here they say be active on chain and you'll get rewarded. So you have the Immutable Toolkit, Layer Swap, Quick Swap, and Warp Gate. All of these dexes here, and there's so much to do. I'm just going to be focusing on Immutable Toolkit, Layer Swap, Quick Swap. Warp Gate I'll occasionally use, but for the most part, I'm going to be ignoring this. Also, because this is blocked and you have to use a VPN to get into this, I just don't want to put up with the hassle. I'm just going to focus on these three. An important thing to note with this main quest is we are all speculating that this could be all related to an airdrop. When you just look at all of these different things to do. Upcoming events, being active on chain will get you rewarded. So the assumption is doing different activities on these different platforms, providing liquidity, trading and buying NFTs will lead to some future type of reward. It's all speculation. We think that it could be an airdrop because they tease out that there's 50 million for inside this rewards program. But when you go into buying, selling NFTs, they have their own rewards program. And for providing liquidity, there are also incentives on Merkle to get LP rewards that are also IMX tokens. I don't know if they're adding that in as the total, and if this is what they mean by the rewards for providing liquidity or for buying NFTs is the specific rewards in this program, or if it's a combination of all of that is going to be this main quest. So you do these quests, you get these rewards, you participate in all of those things, you get a bigger piece of rewards. We don't know what the rewards are either. It could be an airdrop. We assume it's an airdrop because they said 50 million in tokens, but that is the unknown. So remember that. Remember that there is always a possibility of being let down by the amount of work that you put into this. I always like to temper my expectations down, but personally, I'm willing to put in and trade my time and my money, depending on how much you want to put in on top of that, to potentially get rewarded. Because this is a platform that I was going to participate in anyways. There are huge games that are slated for here. So might as well go into it deeply and just do what they're saying here and let the chips land where they may. I don't even know why they say that phrase. Don't go beyond your means. You can always do the bare minimum. Don't invest anything into the platform if you do not feel comfortable doing so. I just want to make that clarification. And this is a future me from the end of the video because I wanted to clarify that there are some unknowns, so just keep that in mind. To be eligible for rewards, the first thing you're going to need to do is create an immutable passport. It's easy. Just go to the immutable.com website, click passport. You'll be taken to this page, click sign in, and then you'll either sign in with your Google ID or your Apple ID, and then you'll be able to create your account. One thing to note, once you set up your passport, there's going to be a rewards tab. Here, you're going to be early because not a lot of people are talking about this, even in some of the trading groups that I'm in. So from here, you can see these are hints of different things that you can do. Here, it's eat, sleep, gems, repeat, which is a call out if you know the rave song. You have your daily gems. If you hold 20 IMX, you get a bonus of 3 daily gems. All you need to do is click on the button, then you're going to sign in, and then you collect. Just do this daily. If there's nothing else that you do, you can just do this for free. Just do daily, be consistent. Now, going back, those were these two. When you click on the other ones, these are things that they're incentivizing you to do. It just means that they're all zkEVM apps and they're all on the platform. So just be active. We don't know what activities will be rewarded more than others. I've just been doing things like bridging between Ethereum to zkEVM and then swapping coins back and forth. What you want to do is get familiar with here and just start using it. Just allocate whatever makes sense for you and within your budget, and just do that while you're exploring this platform. Because as we've seen with previous airdrops for other platforms, the more activity you have, more transactions that you have, the higher amount of transactions that you have. Typically, that's not always the case, but it's more your activity, you get rewarded with a higher amount of the airdrop. The fact that this is here, they want you to do this because they're going to reward it. You click on this, this takes you to Guild of Guardians. So, oh, they closed. Okay, so this is gone. For this one, you don't actually link any of your socials inside Passport currently. There might be something in the future where they can actually track that and track your future quests. But right now, I believe this one is just following their socials so that you can be ahead when the team releases new information, new quests, and things to do that'll help get you more bonus points, gems, or whatever else. This one is explore the Immutable zkEVM ecosystem. This is the same as what we saw earlier, and then the same platforms that we saw. Let me talk about how to get IMX into your zkEVM immutable passport. When you click on your passport, there are two chains. You have to know that Immutable X is a different chain from Immutable zkEVM. When you have the coin in here, you'll see it pop up. But when you don't have it, you can click add. You just buy with a credit card, Google Pay. When you're doing this, make sure that you have Immutable zkEVM highlighted, and make sure this drop down has Immutable zkEVM. One of the things that you want to know and is important is I thought I could go on a decentralized exchange, think Binance, think Coinbase, any place that you could buy IMX, buy it, and then transfer it over into this wallet. As of right now, there are no direct chains or ways to deposit IMX into the passport. Yes, I know that's dumb, but we can't do that. So for people who don't know, when you are transferring assets, coins between different chains, you need to use a bridge. A bridge will convert that token from one chain to the other, and then that's when it moves over. Here, there's only Ethereum. Ethereum is the easiest one to move over. So when I was doing this, I bought IMX and it didn't work, and I couldn't figure out a way to bridge it over. So to be able to bridge, one of the easiest ways just to get to the screen that you need is you just go into rewards, click on being early is a rare trait, or just click on the Immutable Toolkit. Once you go to the Immutable Toolkit, you'll be taken to this page. You'll see there is an Ethereum bridge. So if you have an Ethereum wallet like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, what you can do is you can bridge your Ethereum from there, bring it into Immutable zkEVM. I'm bridging this from Ethereum. So from network is going to be Ethereum. You just double check. Okay, this is my MetaMask. That's Ethereum. And you're going to select which wallet. This is where you're going to connect your Immutable passport. Click on the Immutable passport. And then you want to make sure that it's going to Immutable zkEVM. From here, you click next. You're going to select the coin that you want to move. And you can only select Ethereum. So this is where it gets complicated, because before I thought you could do IMX, but you can't. So here, I'm just going to click on this. I'm just going to use about $100. This is the gas and the fees that you're paying, because it's coming from Ethereum to Immutable. You're going to have to pay gas. And then this is going to pop up into your wallet to confirm. So that is one of the easier ways to get IMX. Once you get the Ethereum into your IMX wallet, what you're going to do next is go into swapping coins. You'll be monitoring this balances widget. So click on the balances widget. You're going to connect your Immutable passport, and then it'll show the different coins. Here, you're going to wait until you see the Ethereum pop into your wallet. Once it's here, we're going to swap it over into IMX. What you're going to need to do now is go into swap coins, open the swap widget. It's going to log you into your passport. If it doesn't, you just need to sign in. From here, click on Ethereum. You're going to swap it into IMX. You need 20 IMX for the bonus gems. Put 20 here, and then you're barely paying anything in fees, and then just click swap. And then you're going to have to verify your transactions, and then you just wait for the IMX to show up in your balance. You'll see it pop up right here. You might run into an error where you can't go into this. So what you can do as well is go directly into QuickSwap. So now I'm on the QuickSwap website. This is a chain-to-chain decentralized exchange that you can use. I'm going to select the Immutable zkEVM. So you have to go into this top corner, select Immutable zkEVM mainnet. Click on that. And then this window won't go away. It's kind of annoying, but this will be selected. Just click away from it. Now click Connect Wallet. You're going to look for your passport. Click on the passport on the bottom. And then this shows that the account is now connected. So just X out of this. And then you can say zkEVM. You see your wallet in the corner. Now you're going to enter the app. So once you get taken to the screen, what you're going to do is you're going to select wrapped ETH. Your ETH inside the chain is wrapped ETH. I sent over regular ETH. It became wrapped ETH. It just depends on the platform right now. And I'm going to select my IMX. Again, you just do the same thing. 20. You just leave the default settings the same. You click allow, and then you're going to go through different transactions. Once that's approved, you wait, and then you can swap. Since we know the airdrop is going to be based on on-chain activity, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm making swaps on QuickSwap between ETH and IMX. I'm doing this daily, just swapping between 50 IMX to ETH and then swapping it back. Yes, I'm losing a little bit, but the hope is that the airdrop covers the cost. And I'm willing to take that risk because of what we've seen with previous airdrops, but who knows, no guarantees, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So here, I'm just going to click on allow QuickSwap to use your WETH. Once this finishes and gets written to the blockchain, this swap button will take a little bit of time, but eventually it'll show up. Okay, that took a few minutes. Swap button is now blue. Now I can swap. I'm going to confirm the swap, and I'm going to confirm this inside the Immutable passport and click accept. And then it put the transaction through. You can view this transaction if you want. I will just wait until this comes back up, and then I will swap. Now I'm going to cover the faster bridge, which is basically just a module of layer swap inside the Immutable toolkit. Here you have to keep things in mind is with the Immutable zkEVM, it doesn't accept a lot of coins. So when you look from Ethereum, I still suggest using the Ethereum bridge, but say that we're just doing from Ethereum, you want to do ETH. When you do the scroll down, this shows you what assets can be transferred over into Immutable zkEVM. It's only ETH and USDC. If this is how I knew I couldn't transfer over IMX into Immutable zkEVM. So if you're transferring from other chains, say like Optimism, I have ETH on Optimism, or I have these other assets on Optimism. Say I want to do synthetic. I can't transfer that over. It doesn't allow me. The safest thing right now, and the easiest thing to do is to just do ETH and then go into QuickSwap and swap into what you need. I know it doesn't make sense that you can't bridge directly IMX directly from a centralized exchange, say like Binance. It doesn't even have IMX as an option. Be very careful and plan this out ahead of time because you will eat up fees transferring and swapping between coins. This is the part about being an early mover that is a detriment. It's a hassle, but you get rewarded for it, or hopefully we get rewarded for it for being this early. Eventually it'll become a lot more user-friendly, but at this point in time, it's a little bit of a hassle. The next big activity is buying and selling NFTs on Immutable zkEVM platforms. Diving into the NFT rewards just a little bit more before we go to the actual platforms to trade. Here's the breakdown. So you get 1 point for every $1 over $10. So this is buying and selling NFTs. So if you buy $11, you get 1 point. If you sell for $11, you get 1 point for a total of 2 points. How much IMX is worth at that point is going to be whatever the minimum is. Currently, you can see here, it is worth 0.006 IMX for 1 point. Here is the total of points that you can collect. So this is about to reset. There are no points. So if I were to trade right now, I would get no points. I would get no IMX. So make sure you refresh this and you look at how many points are available for you to collect so you can be rewarded. It's only on specific collections as well. Make a note of this. Last Royale, Desperado, Gilded Guardians, Hunter, and Space Nation are the only ones this qualifies for. If you go to your Immutable rewards section of your passport, so here you're going to click on Token Trove. When you click the link, you're going to be taken directly to Gilded Guardians, which makes sense because it's one of their main partners. But those other projects that I mentioned are also incentivized. You just go in here and then you can trade the various assets. I'm going to be doing a deep dive into projects, which NFTs are the best to trade. The way that you also look at this is you have to look into the activity, see what is being bought and sold, and then you can identify what are potential deals. This is going to be a points accumulation strategy for the future because there's a lot of nuance to this, but generally that's the strategy. You look at what you can just trade in and out of. You can just look at the floor of this. Make sure that they are in NFTs that if the strategy goes awry, because this strategy is still highly risky, if we get a crash, then the cost of these NFTs and what you're risking are going to go lower. So you have to keep that in mind as well for this points accumulation strategy. And then buying the NFTs is pretty straightforward. It's like most platforms. Just click on the NFT. You're going to see the currency that they're listing it at and the price conversion into dollars. Then you just click buy. You click buy. I don't have any more Ethereum because I used it all for staking, but I'm going to be bridging more over later. but it's just, you just click buy, sign your transactions, and then you'll get the NFT. From here, when you want to see which assets that you did buy, you're just going to go to my account. This is going to show you your wallet with the different NFTs that you have in it currently. So from here, I'm just going to go in, and now that I bought those, I just go in here and then I'm going to list this. So here you can see the floor. Just click list, and then the floor is at 92.91. Say I paid a few cents in fees, I'll just add that to it. We could just make it, click list now, sign the transactions, it'll be available. And then you just need to make sure that there are IMX points to be collected so you can get your rewards. If there are no points, if I did this right now, I would get no points if it's sold. So just be careful and remember that. Some of these apps on Immutable zkEVM are complex, especially if you don't understand what being an LP, a liquidity provider, is, and you've never done anything on Uniswap. So there are nuances with this. I'll dive into it in the future, so subscribe if you haven't yet. Let's dive into the platforms. I'll go at it at a high level, talk about the different steps, and then I'll create a future video with detailed steps of bridging everything over. But let's go into Merkle first. You can click on it here on the immutable.com zkEVM page, or you can go to your wallet, your passport, and just click Merkle here. It'll bring you directly to the filters that you need. If you get to Merkle and you can't find the page, what you can do is just connect your wallet that you're planning to use. You can't use the Immutable passport. You can use something like MetaMask or any other wallets that when you go to this dropdown that they accept. Unfortunately, you can't use the passport right now. I know, it's annoying. Just make sure that you select Immutable zkEVM. It's going to bring up the reward pools and what is getting incentives here. Here you'll see status. This is live. And then you can see the APR that we mentioned earlier in this column. TVL is the total of how much people are putting inside that liquidity pool. And then you can see I've already went in and I'm providing into IMX ETH mostly, and into IMX Gilda Guardians. WIMX is important. You need to remember this as well, because you need to wrap the IMX so it's easier to use on this Immutable zkEVM platform. I will go over that soon, but here's where you can get a breakdown of the APRs. Now let's go into Gamma. Here you're going to connect your wallet, the one that you want to use. Make sure that Immutable zkEVM is selected. Where they're incentivizing, or the DEX, the AMM that I mentioned earlier, is going to be on QuickSwap. You see that there are different Gamma vaults that Gamma is managing. Not all of these are incentivized from Merkle. You want to go into incentivized vaults. This is going to pare it down, and then you can see the APR here. And if you notice from Merkle to Gamma that the APR is slightly different, I think that is due to because Merkle is doing an average. Here, Gamma is adding those up together. So keep that in mind. They should be very similar. And if not, you can always compare and then choose based off of that. Here, you're going to click on the pair that you selected. In this case, I was mostly going into WIMX and ETH. So that's wrapped IMX and ETH. You go here. If you need to get the tokens, you can click on these buttons. But I had the tokens. I deposited it here. But to get to this point, you need to bridge over and send your whatever Ethereum-based wallet that you have, and then make sure that it supports Immutable zkEVM. What I did first was I just bridged over ETH. As we know, there's issues with IMX and ETH. So as a rule of thumb, I just bridged over ETH. I'm going to show a different way of being able to use centralized exchange. So just make sure whatever you use has an Ethereum-based transfer. We're going to go into LayerSwap. You can either go back into your passport, or you can go directly to LayerSwap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go Ethereum base, which centralized exchanges have. You just have to make sure that it says you're using Ethereum as your blockchain, or you can lose your Ethereum. It's very, very important. It's going to bridge to Immutable zkEVM, like we saw earlier. We're just going to use ETH. ETH just been easier for me to use, and then swap in QuickSwap after. This is going to be the amount that you're going to send. I sent 35 ETH, which is about $1,000. Now you need to get your Immutable zkEVM address, and then go back to LayerSwap, and then you're going to paste it here. The default here is transfer via wallet. we're not connecting the wallet in this case because you can't connect a centralized wallet to here. This is going to be for your browser-based wallet. So you're going to do deposit address. This is going to be unchecked. Make sure you click refuel. What this does, it increases your fees a little bit, but to put IMX into your wallet as well, so you can use that for swapping in and out for what you need. This is important, especially if you don't have IMX in there, so you don't run into issues. So just click this. Here it's going to show you your fees. For me right now, it's about $4.56. This is because you're bridging from a main blockchain into a layer 2. So the fees are going to be higher. But once you're in Immutable, the fees are lower because you're on a layer 2. This is going to show you how much ETH you're expected to get. And then you could just click swap now. You can click here to learn more about transfers if you need more knowledge beyond this video, but just click OK. What this is going to give you is going to give you the deposit address. So you're basically going to take this, put it into your centralized exchange, your other wallet, your decentralized wallet from MetaMask, wherever. You can just use this deposit address and send it directly to here and send this amount. Once you do that, it'll do everything on the back end, and then you'll see the ETH inside. Okay, now I know that I want to split about $1,000 and put that into Gamma, become an LP provider. What you want to do is you want to get how much you need to deposit by clicking deposit here, your amounts. Because I transferred over 0.35 ETH, half of that is 1.75. This gives me an idea of how much WIMX I need. You split that, you can see how much liquidity you're providing, and then you can adjust these amounts and see how you need to swap your numbers in QuickSwap. I didn't try to get it perfect. You can adjust the numbers so that you get there. I just looked at this, I was like, okay, that's about 1,000. I'll have some left over, and then I just split that up and put it into the WIMX GOG pairing. Because fees are so low, I decided to just see what it would be like. Where do we get the tokens? We bridged over the ETH earlier. Where do we get the tokens? We're going to go to trusty QuickSwap again. Connect the wallet where you just sent the funds to the Immutable zkEVM that you're going to be providing for being a liquidity provider for. Connect that. You can enter in the app, and then you're going to swap here. This is where I took IMX and I swapped it to WIMX. This is the wrap version of IMX. And then here, when we go back to Gamma, we just look at this. I need about 204 IMX. So then I would just swap 204 IMX. It's minimal because there's barely any gas. You just swap, and then you get your WIMX, and then you'll have your leftover ETH. Then you can adjust based on what numbers you have or how much you need to swap between the both. Let's just assume that I did all of that. You're just going to input the number here. 204. This is going to show you how much ETH. I don't have that right now, but you click on this button, you deposit it into the Gamma platform, and what Gamma does, it deposits it directly into QuickSwap instead of you having to do and manage that yourself. And on the left, you're going to see the strategy. This is going to be a basic overview of when it's rebalancing and the strategy that it's using. But this is going to be massively, massively convenient for those who are new, but make sure you just keep monitoring this. And then after, once all the transactions you sign, you'll see your LP, you'll see your share, and then your reward APR. You can also see the rewards that you'll be gaining from Merkle down here. And here, I haven't gained any rewards yet in the Merkle liquidity mining program, but let's go to the other pool that I put in as well. I had leftover ETH and WIMX. So what I did was I just converted that to Gilda Guardian's GOG. Here you can see I've already earned rewards on the Merkle liquidity mining program. So the rewards here, this is the one that's a higher but higher risk. That's why I didn't put that much. The APR here currently is 190%. And then I have unclaimed for rewards in 0.33 IMX, give or take, which is about 0.74 cents. It's not bad for 24 hours and $100. So you can see how that could scale up, but again, that's risky. And then hopping back to the Merkle website platform, you don't need to do anything because you're already in Gamma. It's going to recognize that you're providing in these LPs. You can also see where do you have to deposit. You can deposit directly on QuickSwap, or you can deposit on Gamma. Then you can see what the rewards are, and then you can see that it's working. You're receiving rewards for this, but you can just click here, and then you can look at your breakdown of the rewards and how much the team is allocating for the rewards for that specific pool. That is significantly quicker. You don't have to worry about setting your levels and where you want your fees to be. I wish I knew about Gamma earlier, and I'm glad going through this Immutable Rewards program, I got to learn about this. Participating in Merkle and Gamma is not required, so feel free to skip this and just do the easier things in the reward program. Will IMX have an airdrop beyond these various activities? Maybe. Will doing these activities help with that future airdrop? Potentially, but these are all unknown, so keep this in mind that it's speculation if there's going to be a future airdrop. But what we do know is that you can get rewarded with IMX tokens today by doing the various things I mentioned earlier, like trading NFTs, being a liquidity provider for Immutable zkEVM. Yes, we could be doing some of these things without getting rewarded in the future, but with 50 million in tokens up for grabs, I'm willing to risk my time and my money for that potential opportunity. I'm going to be doing more deep dives, going over a lot of different things, so subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll like this video next. So click on it.